Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In last video we had made a score activity for our app, score activity layout. In this video we will complete our score activity. So we will complete its Java file. Okay, so let's start. So go to the Android Studio and go to the score activity.java. In this first create variables that we need. Private, we need some text views that we need to change. Text view, what are the text views that we need? Let's see. First text view is score. First is a score, sorry, here score text view. Then we need time taken and total number of questions. Time text view, total question text view. Then we have these text views: correct, wrong and unattempted questions. So correct question text view, wrong question text view, and unattempted question text view. Then we have, okay, these are the text views that we need to change. Okay, then we need some button references. So create variables for the buttons. So button, here in this we have 3 buttons, 2 in the bottom and 1 is for leaderboard. So we have 3 buttons. So first button is for leaderboard, so leaderboard button. Then we have 2 buttons, one for view answer and other for reattempt. So a reattempt button and view answer button. Okay, now initialize these all these variables. Here create a new function init, call this function, and here define this function void init. Here we will initialize these variables that we have declared above. First is a score TV, find view by id, sorry, find view by id r.id.score score. Copy this line and paste it multiple times. This I think we need 9 times. Okay, 9 for 9 variables. Now first is score TV, then we have time TV, r.id.time, time TV timer. Okay, what is the id? Let's check its id that we have given. This is the time, we have given its id time, so it is not coming here. Time. Okay, then let's check the id of the score also. This we have given score. Okay, then total questions, total queue. So here instead of score TV, total question TV text view, and here id is total question. then we have correct question TV, and here we have correct question, here wrong question TV, find view by ID, wrong question, then unattempted question TV, ID is unattempted question, then we have leaderboard button, and here ID is leaderboard button, then a reattempt button, ID is reattempt button, and at last view answer button, and ID is view answer button. We don't need this last line, delete this. Okay, so we have initialized all the variables. Then after this we will give values to these variables. So for this, create a function load data. Okay, after init we will call load data, and here after init we will define this function private void load data. Here let's create three variables: int correct question is equal to 0, wrong question is equal to 0, and unattempted question is equal to 0. Okay, these three variables. Now calculate their values. So how we can calculate number of answers that we have given correctly, and the number of questions that we have wrong answers, and also the question that we haven't attempted. So we have to check all the questions one by one. So for this, create a loop, int I is equal to 0, I is less than total number of question, that is G question list, sorry, G underscore question list, it is in db query, so db query dot G question list dot size, these are the total number of questions, and I plus plus. So we'll check all the questions one by one, and we will check if G or db query dot G question list dot get I dot get selected answer is equal to -1. If its selected answer is -1 means we haven't answered this question yet. Okay, so this is the default value, -1 is the default value. If we haven't changed, if default value is not changed, so means we haven't answered this question yet. So we will means it is an unattempted question, so we will increase the unattempted question counter, so unattempted question plus plus. Else is the case that we have given an answer, we have attempted the question. So from these we have to check if we have attempted, from the attempted question we have answered correctly or wrong. So we'll check if our answer is correct or wrong. So db query dot get G selected list, G question list, sorry, dot get I dot get selected answer. If the selected answer is equal to db query dot G question list dot get I dot correct answer, get correct answer. If the answer that we have selected answer is equal to the correct answer, means we have given the correct answer. So our answer is correct, so we will increase the correct answer counter, and in else case means our answer is wrong, so we will increase the wrong counter plus plus. Okay, So this loop will calculate our counters for unattempted, correct and wrong questions. Okay, so after this loop, here this loop ends. After this loop, we will assign these values to to our text views. So correct text view dot set text, and before assigning we have to convert these values to the string. So string dot value of correct counter, that is correct q. Okay, similarly wrong question tv, wrong question text view, set text string dot value of wrong question counter, and similarly unattempted question text view dot set text string dot value of unattempted question counter. Okay, so we have assigned 3 text views. Okay, then we have one more question, one more text view related to question, that is total question text view, set text, this is the total number of question. So give it a value string dot value of size of the question list. So db query dot g question list dot size, these are the total number of question. Okay, then after this we have another text view, that is score text view. So our score is first let's calculate the score. So long, or you can say int, int score, final score is equal to if you want to show the score in percentage, means out of 100, then what we can do is take the correct question counter, multiply it with 100, and then divide it by the total number of questions, that is db query dot g question list dot size. Okay, if you this is the percentage marking, if you want to show the result final score in the percentage. Okay, or else if you want to show the final score, if you want to give a 1 mark for each question and you don't want to show the marks in percentage, then you can show the mark as if suppose we have 5 correct answers out of 20, then you can also show the mark as 5, total final score as 5. Okay, 5 is correct number of questions, okay, that we have answered correctly. So you can also give final score is equal to correct question counter. Okay, here we will use marking as a percentage. We will show the marks out of 100. Suppose we have 20 questions, so we will calculate the percentage of the score. Okay, 5 out of 20, we will calculate the percentage, 5 divided by 20 into 100. Okay, so we will use this percentage marking scheme, and then we will set this final score here in score text view, string dot value of final score. Okay, then it will show the score as a percentage. Also here, okay, we have set the values of the, let's see our layout. We have initialized this score, this total question time taken is pending, then we have set the values of these 3 text views. Now one text view, that is time taken, is pending. Okay, This time taken is total time taken by the user to complete the test. Okay, so how we can get the total time taken? So this can be calculated in the questions activity. So go to the questions activity. Here what you can do is here we have timer. This is our timer. This is our timer. Here we can calculate the time, the time taken. How can we calculate the time taken? This is our total time and this is our remaining time. If we subtract the remaining time from the total time, then we get the time taken by the user. Okay, so initialize, create a variable private, let's say long, and name it time left. Okay, is okay. Then go to the timer. Timer is start timer function. Here after every second we will come to this onTick method. Then in onTick method we are displaying this time to this text view. Here we will do one more thing. We will assign values to our variable, that is time left is equal to remaining time. Okay, so this contains the remaining time of the test. Okay, which will be assigned by this value, that is remaining time, and this is our total time. So if from these two values we can calculate our time taken by the test, taken by the user to complete the test. Okay, so when we are calling the score activity, so we are calling the score activity from two places. One is this submit test. In submit test, here we are calling this question activity. So here we will pass the time taken. How we can pass? First we will create a variable for not here. After this we will create a variable for total time. So total time is equal to g test list, g underscore test list dot get, and the selected test index, g underscore selected test index dot get time. This is the time in minutes. Okay, we have to convert this time to milliseconds, because our remaining time is in milliseconds, so we will convert it into millisecond. 60, these are in seconds, then multiply 2000, then it is in milliseconds. Okay, so our total time is in milliseconds. Now we will pass the time to the intent dot put extra, and key is time taken, and the value, let's say total time minus time left. Both are in milliseconds, so you will get the time taken in milliseconds. Okay, so this way we can also pass this. Control C, copy these two lines, and from here in on finish, here also we are calling this score activity. So here also we have to call this, we have to pass this time taken variable. Okay, Now go to the score activity. Here we will get the time taken. So create a variable private, this button also private long time taken, small t, time taken. Okay, and this we can initialize in after this init in load data, I think, or you can say, yeah, in load data. Here it is load data. After this, here get the time taken from the intent. So how we can get from the intent, get intent dot get long extra. Here first is a key is what was our key, time underscore taken, and comma default value, let's say 0. So this is our time taken variable that we got from the intent. Then we have to convert this is in milliseconds. Now we have to convert this millisecond to the minutes to display it to the user. Okay, so we have to convert it to the minutes. So how we can convert to the minutes? Let's go to the questions activity. Here go to this function start timer. Here we are converting the time to the because this is in milliseconds, we are converting to the minutes. Okay, so copy this, Control C, and go to the score activity. Here paste it. So here string time is equal to this minutes. Here remaining time is time taken. Here also change it to time taken. Here also time taken. So this will convert the time taken in milliseconds to minutes. Okay, now we have time in minutes, which is in string time. Okay, now we have time. Now we can display it to the user in time text view. So time tv dot set text time. Okay, this will display the remaining time to the user. Then we have initialized all the text views. Then buttons are remaining, so we have to set on click listener to the buttons. So after this load data, we will set on click listener to the buttons. We have 3 buttons. One is the leaderboard, so we will leave the leaderboard button as of now. When we complete the leaderboard functionality to our app, then we will do it. Okay, so except the leaderboard, we have 2 more buttons. One is view answer button dot set on click listener, new on click listener. Here we also don't have view answer activity, so we'll create it later, so leave it also. Then we have reattempt button dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and from here we have to go to the start test screen. Okay, so here let's create a function, a reattempt, and define this function in last. Here we will define the function reattempt. So private void reattempt. So if user want to reattempt the same test, what we have to do is we have to clear the previous test context. Means we have to clear the question, the answer that is selected by the user, and also the question status. Okay, status is answered, review, or any other that user selected in the previous test. So you have to clear these. So we'll run a loop for I is equal to 0 to I is less than g underscore question list, sorry, db query g question list dot size I plus plus, and here db query dot g question list dot get I dot, here first set selected answer, and we will pass -1 to it, that is default value, so that all the question will get default value -1 selected answer. Okay, similarly we will reset the status also, dot get I dot set status, and we will set the status as default status, that is not visited, not underscore visited. Okay, it's in db query, so db query dot not visited. So we have reset the status and the selected answer in the questions list. Now we can start the activity, start test activity from here. So intent, sorry, not integer, intent is equal to new intent score activity dot this, comma, the activity that we want to start, that is question activity or start activity. Start, let's say start with start test activity dot class, and here start activity pass the intent to it, then finish this score activity. Okay, so this will start the start test activity for reattempting the test. Okay, then here we have set all the variables and buttons. Now we need to save the result to the database. Okay, so from here call the function save result, and here we will define save result, let's say in last here private void save result, then here we will save the question to the database. So for this will, because this will take time, so we need a loading dialog also. So here in on create go to the test activity, from here copy these first these lines, toolbar lines, copy these lines, then go to the score activity, paste here we need toolbar, so toolbar Android X toolbar, that is this version, and this show title as up as enabled, we want a back button in the toolbar, so this line is for this, and then we need a title, so we don't want this title here, we want its title as let's say result, or you can say score, result is fine. Okay, this is show title, this is home up as enabled, this is for the back button. Okay, on the toolbar. Okay, So this is for toolbar. Then again go to the test activity. Here progress dialog is this. Copy these lines, Control C, and then go again to the score activity. Here after this paste these lines, progress dialog, here private dialog, progress dialog. Instead of this test activity, here it is score activity. This is okay, this is okay. Here this is dialog text dialog text is loading, so it's a text view, so we need another text view, private text view, and name it dialog text. Okay, so and then we show this dialog, progress dialog dot show. Okay, so this is dialog code, we are showing the progress dialog. Then in this save result, here this is the save result. Here we will call the function of the db query to save the result to the database. Okay, so go to the db query class. Here we don't have any function to save the result, so let's create another function, a function that is public static void save result, and in this we need any parameter. Okay, we here in this we need what we want to save. We want to save the score, so here we need final score of the user int score, and the on complete listener interface. So on complete listener, not Android, on complete listener of our app. Okay, not on complete, we have my complete listener, so it's my complete listener and name it complete listener. Okay, so this is our function, this will be our function. Here we will save the result to the database. So for saving the result, how we can save the result? So first go to our Firebase database. So this is our Firestore database. In this we have these collections, so go to the user collection. Here go to the first collection. Here we need to update this total score, because we have to add whatever the score user get, we have to add the score to the total score. So we have to update this every time user finishes a test, we have to update this. Then also we have go to our app. Here we have this GK category, this test number 1. Here we are showing the top score of the user in the test. In test number 1, this is currently 0. We have to update this also. This is in test number 2. If user attempt this test, we have to update this also. This is the maximum score in this test of the user. Okay, so we have to save the score test wise also. Okay, so we need to change that also. So for this we will create a collection here, and in this collection we will store the score test wise. Okay, and here the total score. So we need to change at 2 locations, here and in this also. So go to the Android Studio. Here we need 2 changes. So create a batch, write batch is equal to g firestore dot batch, and here first create a document reference. Here document reference is, let's say, user doc, name it gfirestore.collection. Collection is users, then dot document. Document is let's say the document of the user. So document of the user is Firebase auth dot get instance dot get uid. Okay, so this is the user id, so we need this user id document. Okay, then we need to update this document total score in this document. Okay, so batch dot update, first is the document, that is user doc, then the value that we want to update, we want to update total underscore score, then the value of this key, that is score. Okay, so this will update the total score in our this document, user document. So this is the first change. Then next thing we want to change is in other document, that is in the collection in user document. Okay, so create another document reference and name it what else. Okay, first we need to check, we don't need to update this second document every time. First we will check if the score that user got is greater than g test list dot get g selected test index dot get score, get top score. If the score that we got is greater than the top score, means we have new top score, then only we will update. Okay, if we got the less than the top score, that we don't need to update this. We'll only update if we got the score that is greater than the top score in this test. Okay, this is the selected test and this is the top score of the selected test. If we got the score greater than the top score, then we'll update this document. So here we will create a document reference and name it score doc is equal to our collection is same, and then we can use user doc dot collection, and the collection name in this user doc, let's say user underscore data. Then in this we have a document, then in document name, let's say my scores. So in this my scores we will save the scores of the different tests. Okay, test number 1, test number 2, like this. Okay, or you can say test with test IDs. Okay, so we need to update this document. Okay. So what we need to update here, we need to update the score. Okay, so here batch dot update score doc, comma, then the key of the variable in the document, the field that we want to update, that is g test list dot get g selected test index dot get test id. This test id is key and the value is score. Okay, this is the value and the test id is key. So we will store the store the scores of the test with test IDs as the key. Okay, then I guess this should update. then we have to complete this batch. So batch dot commit dot add on success listener, new on success listener, also dot add on failure listener, new on failure listener. Here in on success listener, if it's successful, if our updation is successful, then we will check if score is greater than, we will again check if score is greater than the top score. Top score is this, copy. If score is greater than this, then we will update this top score in local list also. Here we are coming because we have already updated the database. So after updating the database, we have to update our local lists also. So first update our this list dot get g selected test index dot set top score. Here score. Okay, so we have updated this list, and then we have to update the total score. So where is our total score? Our total score, we are not saving the total score in any variable, I guess. Let's see, category list, test list, question list, my profile, not in this also. Okay, so we don't have any variable where we have stored the total score. So we have to create a variable where we can store our total score of the user. Okay, so for this create a model class. So actually keep all the model class in a function, in a directory. So create a new directory here, new directory or package, name it models. Okay, and then drag these models here, category model, refactor. What other model we have? Profile model. Drag this here, refactor. What other model? Question model. Here, drag this, refactor. And what else do we have? Other models? Test model. Here, refactor, or any other model we have. Okay, these are the only model classes. Also we can create another directory for adapter, adapters. Okay, then we can keep the adapters in this. So category adapter here, refactor, and what other adapters? Question graded adapter here in adapters, refactor. What else? Okay, we have only these. Okay, question adapter, paste, refactor, and this test adapter also. Adapters, refactor. Okay, now this is arranged in folders. We have adapter in adapters and models in models folder. Okay, now create another model class where we can store our rank and the total score of the user and the rank of the user. Okay, so name it rank model. Okay, and in this create two private variables. Private, first is a score, score is int, so score. Then another, sorry, here semicolon. Then private, another variable that is for rank of the user. And here we will create constructor and get us and set us. Alt insert constructor, select both the fields, okay, and then again alt enter, getters and setters, press control, select these two and press ok. Okay, so this is our rank model class. Now go to the, close this, go to the DB query class. Here after this my profile, create another variable, private static, and name it, let's say this is of the type rank model, and name it let's say my performance. You can name it anything you want. I will name it my performance, new rank model. First parameter is a score, initialize it with 0, and rank also initialize it with 0. Okay, or you can initialize rank with not 0, -1. Score is 0. Okay, because we haven't defined the rank yet with 0 score. Okay, so now when we get the user data, we will also get the total score in this my, and save it in my performance. So here we have load question, load user data, not test data, load data, load category, get user data. Here we have this function. In this function we are getting the user data in the from the user document. Here we will get the total score and store it in my performance dot set score, and we will get the score from the document snapshot dot get string, key is total score, total underscore score, and we will here we don't want, it's not a string, so get long dot total score dot int value. We want its integer value, so we will convert it into an integer. So this is our total score. So we have saved the total score in my performance. Now come to the our save result. This is our save result. Here after saving the total score in the database, we also need to update the total score in my performance dot set score, here score. Okay, so we are also updating the score in the local storage also. So this way I guess we have done. Also on we have to call complete listener dot on success, and here in on failure complete listener dot on failure. So we have to call this. Now we have to call this save result function from the score activity. So go to the score activity. Where is our score activity? It's closed, I think. Open this. Okay, this is our score activity, and go to the save result function. Here we will call db query dot save result. First we will pass total score to it. So our total score is, where is our total score? So this is our final score, this is our total score. So instead of declaring it here, we will declare it at the top here, outside of this function, private int total score. Okay, this is total score. Here we are updating this total score. Sorry, not total score, final score it is. Final score. Here we are updating this final score. Where? Here we are updating this final score. So this is our final score of this test. Now we are passing we need to pass this final score to save it to the data. So we will have to pass this final score here, and then here new my complete listener. Here we have two cases, one for the failure and other for the success. If we have successfully saved the result to the database, then we have to close our dialog. So our dialog is progress dialog dot dismiss. Then in on failure, when user failed to save the data, then we will make a toast to the user, make text score activity dot this. Then text is something went wrong. Please try again later. Okay, then its length, let's say short dot show. Okay, so this is our toast, and then after this toast we have to close the progress dialog dot dismiss. Okay, so this way we can save our result to the database, and then I guess it's all complete. Okay, here we need to implement this back button also, functionality of this back button. We have set the back button here. So go to the last, here go to the test activity. Where is test activity? Model. Close this also, close this also, close this, open the test activity, and here go to the bottom, copy this method. We need to override this method, Control C, go to the score activity here in last, paste this, and here change it to score activity. So this is our back button. We can finish this activity on pressing the back button. Okay, so I guess now it's complete. So let's try to run it. Okay, so this is our app. Go to the GK category, test number 1. Here we have 5 questions. Click on start. Time is 25 minutes. Okay, time started. So give some answers. Let's say its answer is 3, it's 2, and it's 3, and leave the 5th question unattempted. Let's check their status. Status is okay. We haven't visited 5th question yet. Now submit. Do you want to exit the test? Yes. This is our dialog, and this is something went wrong. Okay, what wrong? Here we have, this is our score 40, and this is the time we have taken to finish the test, 31 seconds, and this is our total questions 5, from which 2 are correct, 2 are wrong, and 1 unattempted. So this all working fine. And here we have something missing. We need some margin in this layout, some bottom margin. Okay, we want some space after this button, and we have some something wrong in updating the database. Okay, so we will see what's wrong with the database. Now go to the score layout file, score activity layout file, activity score.xml. Here this is the main layout, main linear layout. After this toolbar we have this linear layout. In this we will set margin, not this linear layout, actually go to the last button, not this button, ranking button, and here we will set the margin bottom, margin left and right. Here we will set margin bottom, let's say 16 dp. Okay, so now it seems okay. So we have some problem to updating the database. We will see that in the next video. So that's it from this video, guys. If you like this video, please press the like button and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you.